Hey guys, it's Ryan. This is a low light test for the Sony FX3. I love the FX3. I was actually surprised at how much I enjoyed using this camera. I recently went to Sarasota area, Florida, and just for a weekend, and rented the FX3 and took it with me, and it was awesome. It is just a great little camera. The slow motion is awesome. The footage that came out of it was gorgeous. And I really enjoyed using this camera. But that's not the point of this video. We're going to talk about its low light performance, and I'll talk a little bit about, some of the pros and cons of what I just liked about using the camera in general. I'm always curious at how cameras do in low light, especially stacked up against like the A7S, but this one especially since it's an A7S III, and it seems Sony has a similar mindset to keeping the resolution lower as far as like how many megapixels the sensor has. I think it's got 12.1 megapixels like the original A7S. I have not taken this and compared it to the R6 or the A7S. In my last low light video, the R6 really surprised me. I think if you go and look, the results will be similar between these three cameras. The FX3 has gotten a lot of grief, I guess, because a lot of people have criticized it because it's the same internals as an A7S III, but it's like $500 more expensive. I will tell you, I think I would pay the extra $500 for the FX3. But up to ISO 5000, yeah, we're seeing some noise kind of in the midtones, in the darker areas, but it's really not bad. Overall, I would really love to own an FX3 after shooting with it for a few days. The footage coming out of it is gorgeous, and the slow motion is beautiful. The buttons are in nice places. The menu is easy to use. It's just really nice to shoot on. Definitely up to 8,000 to 10,000. That's where we're starting to really see some noise. And that's what happened with the Canon R6. That is what has always happened with the A7S. It's totally acceptable at ISO 10,000, 12,000, even 16,000, so 12,800. It's getting a little noisy. It's not bad even 16,000. Even without noise reduction, I would consider using this in a documentary style video or like a live event, even up to 20,000. I've shot events up to ISO 20,000 with the original A7S, and I think just looking at this, it's doing well. All the way up to ISO 20,000. There's definitely noise at 20,000, but I think it's usable. Getting up 25,000, 32,000, at that point, I think we're getting to the point where you've got to do some denoising. I did have issues with it overheating. It never shut off, it never stopped recording. The FX3 did not impair my shooting in any way, but it did give me multiple times an overheat warning, and the fan was running. So that's something to consider. But overall, this is a great little camera. Now we're kind of getting out of the range that I think it's really super usable and in a professional setting. It's getting pretty noisy at this point. I actually didn't use the top handle as much as I expected to use the top handle. It was nice. It was great to grab onto. If you want to get some low shots, some moving shots, it was really nice to have a top handle that just came with the camera. And obviously the XLR inputs are essential if you're using it for professional work. I will tell you the biggest thing I disliked about the FX3 was the lack of an EVF, an electronic viewfinder, like a standard mirrorless camera will have. And I didn't. That surprised me because I don't use an EVF often, but when I need it, it's essential. And as always, getting up over 100,000, the image is just trash. I guess if you have to have the image, you're shooting a documentary or something that's happening in real time and it's just super low light and you just need a usable image or a viewable image, then that might be nice. But I hope this was helpful. The FX3 is an awesome camera. If you're thinking about buying one, I wouldn't hesitate. It's kind of won me over. I want one now. I don't know if I'll get one, but I do want one. If you want to see some of my other low light videos, I compare the Canon R6 to the original Sony a7S, and I also do a comparison between the Sony a6000, a6400, and the original a7S. Thanks so much for watching. Y'all are the best.